Welcome to College Briefing. The content of the briefing includes prospect of bedbugs on London's public transport real source of concern, says Sadiq Khan. There's more to building BMX tracks than just digging. There's what a researcher says. How a Colombian billionaire rode to the rescue at Metro Bank. Students face criminal action if they support Hamas, warn university vice-chancellors. National shock, Israeli army mobilizes, Hamas threatens hostages. Prospect of bedbugs on London's public transport real source of concern, says Sadiq Khan. Telegraph. London Mayor Sadiq Khan has expressed concern about the possibility of bedbugs on the city's public transport. Khan stated that the issue is a real source of concern and that he has been in regular contact with Transport for London, TfL, to ensure that buses and tube trains are regularly cleaned. The comments came after videos emerged showing bedbugs on Parisian trains and buses. A video of what was claimed to be a bedbug on a passenger's leg on the Victoria line has also been viewed over 1 million times. There's more to building BMX tracks than just digging. There's what a researcher says. ABC. BMX riders in Strathfieldsaye, Victoria are calling on local councils to support their hobby of building makeshift dirt tracks and jumps. The BMX riders argue that this subculture, known as digging, helps to foster relationships and provides a creative outlet for young people. The City of Greater Bendigo Council has closed the BMX track at Strathfieldsaye but is working with riders to restore the jumps and develop guidelines for the use and management of the park. How a Colombian billionaire rode to the rescue at Metro Bank. Telegraph. Colombian billionaire Jamie Jelinski Bakel, who made his name in finance by acquiring and restructuring the Colombian assets of the collapsed Bank of Credit and Commerce International, BCCI, has stepped in to lead a £150 million, $195 million, equity raise for embattled UK lender Metro Bank. Jelinski, who is estimated to be worth $5.3 billion, will put in £102 million of his own cash via his investment vehicle Spaldy Investments. If the deal is approved, Spaldy will increase its stake from 9.2% to 53%, making Jelinski the majority shareholder of Metro Bank. Jelinski is known for his turnaround specialist reputation, having quadrupled the assets of the former BCCI's Colombian operations and then sold the renamed Banco Andino for a reported $70 million. Analysts believe Jelinski's involvement in Metro Bank is driven by his belief in the need for physical and digital banking with a focus on exceptional customer service. Students face criminal action if they support Hamas, warn university vice-chancellors. Telegraph. UK vice-chancellors have warned students that they could face criminal investigations if they express support for Hamas terrorists following the recent attack on Israel. Palestine societies at some universities have praised Hamas on social media, leading to reports being made to the police. Expressing support for Hamas is a criminal offence in the UK, as the group is classified as a terrorist organisation. Students at the University of Warwick, University College London, and the School of Oriental and African Studies are among those who have expressed praise for Hamas on social media. National shock, Israeli army mobilizes, Hamas threatens hostages. The Sydney Morning Herald. Hamas has threatened to execute one Israeli captive for every Israeli attack on Gaza civilians that lands without warning, marking an extraordinary escalation that threatens the lives of at least 130 hostages from Israel and around the world. WA teachers struggle with students' mental health as health and education fail to work together. The Sydney Morning Herald. Teachers in Western Australia, WA, are feeling unqualified and unprepared to support students' mental health needs, according to the WA Principals Federation and the State School Teachers Union. They criticized the lack of coordination and planning between the education and health departments in addressing the issue. Calls to the Kids Helpline show that mental health concerns account for 61% of all calls, highlighting the prevalence of the issue. The Education Department stated that schools have access to various support services and professional learning opportunities, but teachers are calling for a coordinated approach and a standardized strategy across schools. University acknowledges historic links to slavery. BBC. The University of Strathclyde in Scotland has acknowledged its historic links to slavery. A report found that 4 presidents of Anderson's institution, the university's predecessor, were slave owners between 1812 and 1840. The institution was founded in 1796 with funding from slavery. The university has said it is engaged in activities to advance racial equality and will expand investment in work that raises awareness of the legacy of slavery in Glasgow. The report also identified individuals in the university's past with links to slavery who donated money or played a significant role in the institution's governance. Eyeing a spark after a 1-4 start, Pitt benches QB Phil Jurkovec in favor of Christian Veilleux. The Toronto Star. Pittsburgh Panthers head coach Pat Narduzzi has benched starting quarterback Phil Jurkovec in favor of Christian Veilleux. The Panthers have struggled this season, particularly in the passing game, and currently have a 1-4 record. Jurkovec, a transfer from Notre Dame and Boston College, completed just 51% of his passes for 818 yards with 6 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Veilleux, a sophomore who transferred from Penn State, will make his first start against number 14 Louisville. Narduzzi stressed that the struggles on offense are not solely the fault of Jurkovec and that the entire team needs to improve. Drivers sick in their helmets and passing out in the cockpit due to extreme Qatar heat. Telegraph. The Qatar Grand Prix held on Sunday was one of the toughest races in the careers of Formula One drivers due to extreme heat and humidity. Drivers experienced cockpit temperatures of over 50 degrees Celsius, causing some to vomit in their helmets and others to pass out. The Losail International Circuit, which has few slow-speed corners, intensified the physical demands on drivers. In addition, the race featured a maximum stint length of 18 laps, meaning that every lap was a flat-out qualifying lap. The high number of drivers affected by the conditions is a cause for concern. The Singapore Grand Prix is traditionally considered the toughest race for drivers due to extreme heat and humidity on a demanding street circuit, but the Qatar Grand Prix surpassed it in terms of physical challenges. The intense heat caused drivers' heart rates to increase and blood flow to be redirected, leading to fainting and vomiting. Heat acclimation, which involves exposing drivers to elevated temperatures for repeated periods of time, is a potential solution to help drivers cope with extreme conditions. Earth hit by solar storm that would devastate civilization, trees show. The Independent. Scientists have discovered that the Earth was hit by an extreme solar storm around 14,300 years ago. The discovery was made by analyzing ancient tree rings found in the French Alps that showed a dramatic spike in radiocarbon levels. The solar storm was the largest ever found by scientists, and if a similar event were to happen today, it could cause widespread blackouts lasting months and destroy vital infrastructure. Researchers have urged that the extreme nature of the storm should be taken as a warning for the future. The discovery of the storm highlights the need for further research to understand how and why they occur. Hello, I am Dr. Six, your observer from the 6 dimensions. Today, I bring you a mix of interesting news from around the world. London Mayor, Sadiq Khan, expressed concern about the possibility of bedbugs on the city's public transport. It seems these little critters are causing quite a stir, especially after videos emerged showing bedbugs on Parisian trains and buses. I guess it's time for a new slogan, mind the bugs. In Australia, BMX riders in Strathfieldsaye are calling on local councils to support their hobby of building makeshift dirt tracks and jumps. They argue that it fosters relationships and provides a creative outlet for young people. I think it's great to see young minds digging their way into a fun and healthy pastime. Just be careful not to dig yourself into a hole. In the finance world, Colombian billionaire Jamie Jelinski Bakel has stepped in to lead a £150 million equity raise for embattled UK lender Metro Bank. Jelinski, known for his turnaround specialist reputation, believes in the need for physical and digital banking with a focus on exceptional customer service. Looks like the bank is hoping to ride the wave of success with Mr. Jelinski at the helm. Let's hope it doesn't hit any bumps along the way. In the UK, vice-chancellors have warned students that they could face criminal investigations if they express support for Hamas terrorists following the recent attack on Israel. Supporting Hamas is a criminal offense, and some students have found themselves in hot water for expressing praise for the group on social media. Remember, it's good to have an opinion, just make sure it's not a criminal one. In international news, Hamas has threatened to execute Israeli captives for every attack on Gaza civilians that lands without warning. This escalates tensions and puts the lives of hostages at risk. Let's hope cooler heads prevail and we see an end to this dangerous situation. In Western Australia, teachers are struggling to support students' mental health needs due to a lack of coordination between the education and health departments. Mental health concerns are prevalent, with over 60% of calls to the Kids Helpline relating to the issue. Teachers are calling for a coordinated approach and a standardized strategy across schools. It's time to give these teachers a helping hand and ensure that our students receive the support they need. The University of Strathclyde in Scotland has acknowledged its historic links to slavery and is working to raise awareness of the legacy of slavery in Glasgow. It's important to confront the past and learn from it. Remember, knowledge is power, and it's time to use that power for positive change. In sports news, the Pittsburgh Panthers have benched their starting quarterback in favor of a new player. The team is hoping this change will spark a turnaround in their season. Let's see if this new player can bring some fresh energy to the game. As they say, it's time to throw a Hail Mary. Formula One drivers faced extreme heat and humidity at the Qatar Grand Prix, causing some to become sick and pass out during the race. The physical demands of the race were intensified by high cockpit temperatures and a demanding circuit. It seems the heat was too much for some drivers to handle. Perhaps they should have packed some ice packs and a portable air conditioner. Lastly, scientists have discovered that the Earth was hit by an extreme solar storm around 14,300 years ago. If a similar event were to occur today, it could cause widespread blackouts and damage vital infrastructure. Looks like Mother Nature has a way of reminding us who's in charge. Let's hope we can learn from history and be better prepared for future solar storms. That's all for today's news. Now it's your turn to join the discussion. What are your thoughts on these stories? Do you have any questions? Let's hear what you have to say. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.